Do you know what the contingency plan is?
I'm not aware of the specifics, so here's my knowledge of contingency plan 8888, which is the United States government's plan for a zombie invasion. We really have one. They really have one. Just in case zombies ever pop up in the world and in America and try to eat all our brains, the government's got us covered. Like, they already have a plan for it. That's good. So what I do know, which is interesting, is that Max Brooks, who wrote World War Z, and you've seen the movie based off of that book, but he wrote the book, World War Z, and he became such a zombie expert, and his book was considered to be so authentic, like what a real zombie invasion would be like. The United States military took notice, and Max Brooks is actually a speaker now at the United States War College, or he teaches a class on zombie invasions. The United States government invited the author of World War Z to give lectures on what a zombie invasion would actually look like, and I'm sure it must have something to do with Conplan 8888, right? So, and also here's what I know about the United States military. They have a plan for everything. Okay, they have a plan for what if Britain invades us tomorrow? Seriously, which would never happen. But if it does, we have a plan for it. We have a plan for everything. Because we have thousands and thousands of highly paid, highly trained, highly intelligent military officials whose job it is to sit around all day and come up with anything that could possibly happen to the United States and how to deal with that. And that is because it is America's stated goal, our first principle, is to have no military equal in the world. And we're absolutely achieving that.
So, do you think the contingency plan would actually work?
I don't know what it okay, so without knowing the specifics of the contingency plan, do I think it would work? So on that question, I have to base my answer pretty much solely on the competency of the United States military. So let's take a look. They can do anything. Let's take a look at this in the context of the greater kind of contingency plans that we have. Do I think? Let's compare it. So the United States military is taking zombies seriously. They're taking zombies seriously enough to come up with a plan of action involving real troops, tanks, artillery, bombers, possibly nukes, like who knows what they needed, just in case zombies actually rise up and attack us, okay? I think it happened because of its emergence in pop culture so much recently, and people like Max Brooks, like I said, the author of World War Z, who wrote such an authentic zombie novel that the United States government had to sit up and take notice. So do I think the contingency plan would work? Yes, I do. And I'm basing that on the competency of the United States military. We have a contingency plan for everything. For if Britain invades us, for if Russia invades us, for if aliens come from the moon. We have a contingency plan for the smallest nation in the world, for North Korea, for everything that could possibly happen. We have a plan for it. And they take that seriously enough to dedicate the time of their generals and their thinkers and the resources that would involve, tanks, artillery, planes, everything. They would absolutely defeat Great Britain, Russia, like all these plans that they're coming up with to make sure that America is secure in the world. They could absolutely do those. We could defeat Britain. We could defeat Russia on the ground. So can we defeat zombies on the ground? I wonder what their plan looks like. Yes, we can. We can defeat zombies. Because at the very least, we just step back and nuke them.
So, why do you think, why people think that a zombie epidemic could happen? Is it because of the Miami incident with the guy who eats the person's fries?
So that, okay, yeah, that not an effect of drugs. That's just a crazy person. But if it's just crazy people eating people, then cannibalism exists. So your question was, why do I think people are afraid of the zombie apocalypse actually happening? Is it because of the Miami incident? I would give you two answers. So, yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, so first, I would say that cannibalism has existed since the beginning of humanity. Okay? Since the earliest days of the Paleolithic period, when we were all cavemen sitting around, we ate the brains of our elders and the body parts, their hearts, their eyes, to gain their wisdom and their love and their vision. Cannibalism is an ancient human practice. So there's no reason to think, and it actually has been continued to be practiced today. Not so much in recent years. You hear about big stories like Jeffrey Dahmer and other serial killers who eat their prey. So cannibalism is a part of human nature to this point. So maybe that's the reason people are scared of it. Because zombies eat other humans, right? They eat their brains. So, like mad cow disease, which brings me to my other answer, which is I think that the more intellectual sector of zombieism, people who think about zombieism and take it seriously, are concerned with it actually being a problem on a large scale because of practical things that can happen in nature that cause effects like zombieism. We have the mad cow disease. We have fungus that grows out of the ground. We have things that occurs in nature that simply make you act like a zombie and could really, if I went to the rainforest and I plucked some of that fungus out of the ground and I isolated the chemicals that make the ants' brains do what they want, and then mass produced it and weaponized it and aerosolized it, I can just walk around squirting people in the face with zombie juice. Psst, psst, you're my zombie now. Psst, psst, you're my zombie now. Psst, psst, you're my zombie now. Go kill him. Go kill her. Shake your junk around. I can do whatever I want. You can really make people into zombies. Not in the Haitian way like we talked about with the powder and the fake burial. Actual chemical injection, right? Into your bloodstream that shuts down your will. Your free will. So we have two kind of different zombie movies. We have ones where they die, come back to life, like Night of the Living Dead. And then we have movies like, we have ones like 27 Days Later, where you're infected and you immediately become a zombie, right? So you don't have this period of shutting down and kind of rebooting your brain, and you're wondering if it's the same person there, or if it's just basic instincts, or if you just saw your dad 5 seconds ago and now he's a zombie. You got to think it's still your dad. There's two different kinds of zombies. So what the chemicals do, the natural process of zombification, will really do is make it real, which is scary, and provide a very simple process by turning lots of people into zombies. So maybe that's why people take it seriously, to finally answer your question.
So if a zombie epidemic happens in the United States, would the other countries help us out or abandon us?
Absolutely not. They'd abandon us, definitely. Yeah. We'd abandon them. Like, fuck you, Britain. Deal with your own zombies. We'd set down a quarantine so fast, it would make Trump look scared, dude. Like, we would have no people coming into this country at all. No people coming to the United States. Yeah, if there was a legit zombie outbreak in, like, a close-by country, like Mexico, you'd see that fucking wall get built in 5 days, bro. The Army Corps engineers would get out there and get it done.